So I'm going to start a very short demo on the capabilities of the field service and the billing connector, which is recently launched. So I'm on the install packages screen of the Salesforce. If you see, I have the field service, I have Salesforce billing and the CPQ package installed. At the same time, I also have this new connector package installed, version 1.6. I have taken an example of a coffee company which is selling the coffee machines and the ingredients. So this company has created a sales order. The fulfillment team and the technician, they have reached to the destination. They install the machine and then suddenly realize that there's a new work order needs to be created. And of course, once this is done, it needs to be invoiced to the customer. So I'm going to tell you as how this connector works here. So let me first create a new work order as a technician. Since this is a very short demo, I'm going to only cover the key fields which are required for the purpose of the demo, and I'm going to leave all the other fields as blank because they are not necessary here. Very first thing, I'm going to select the Grand Hotels and Resorts as the customer here, and then the last thing is I'm going to select price book here. I'm going to use the standard price book, save the record, and the work order is created in the background. You see there are three important related lists where I can enter the data in this work order. So the first one is that the field technician realized that there's a new coffee machine to be installed altogether, so a new work order line item needs to be created. So here I'm gonna say the product is the instant coffee machine that needs to be installed here. Quantity is 1. Very important thing, it needs to be billable to the customer, and that's all. With that, those are the basic minimal fields that you need to enter. Now once that is done, you also realize that there are a few local expenses which are incurred here, and you want to bill those to customer. So let's say the first is the installation charges, so I'm going to put an amount here. Today is the transaction date, and of course it has to be billable to customer, and I say here installation charges. At the same time, let's say you want to also put, which is very common across the field technicians, is some kind of accommodation or the hotel stay. So let's say again another billable invoice to customer, and then you would like to have the home stay product being added as a part of your expense. There's also something you can use the product consume. For example, at the time of installation, you want to leave some of the let's say sugar sachets there. So what you can say here, I'm going to select the brown sugar sachet and put 100 quantity here. All the prices will be taken from the standard price list, and I'm going to add one more consumed product which is again billable, and this time let's say I'm going to use the premium coffee beans and put 20 packets of it. So with that, what I have done is I've created a new work order. I've added a single work order line item, whereas 2 consumed and 2 expenses. At this moment, since I'm using this connector, I have 2 options. I can directly create a sales order here. So the sales order will be created, reflected in your sales cloud, and this is where you can start the rest of the process in terms of the fulfillment or the complete order journey, and then create an invoice and so on from there. Or you also have an option to do the 2-step work together, which is create an invoice, which eventually in the background will create an order component as well as the invoice part of it. So let me show you the create invoice piece here. I clicked on creating an invoice, which is not only creating an order in the background, but it also creates a invoice. So if you see here, as an order is attached to this invoice which is created in the background, I got a new invoice created here, and then the account is being copied. At the same time, if you see here, you get all the balance amount correctly mentioned. If I go to the related list, I see all the invoice line items being properly mentioned. So this was a short demo to demonstrate you the capabilities of the new FLS and the Salesforce billing connector. This is one of our important milestones where the field technicians, the fulfillment team, whenever they create the new work order through the FLS, they should be able to create an invoice or an order, a sales order in the background, so that all the invoices of the customer are consolidated at one place, and of course you have a correct view of the revenue generated for that particular account, and it avoids a lot of manual work in the background. I hope you like this short demo. If you have any question, feel free to reach out to me.